Time now, as promised, for a little harmonic analysis on Blue Bossa. The first 4 bars of this standard present no problems at all. At 2 bars per chord, you move from C minor 7 to F minor 7. And this is not, as you can see, a 2-5 progression. The F it would be a 5, but it's not. It's a minor 7 chord, not a dominant 7, as you would have in a 2-5. So where do I look for clues? Well, our magic table, of course. From it, we realize that C minor 7 is the 6th degree of E flat major, and F minor 7 is indeed the 2nd degree of the same scale. Therefore, on these 2 apparently very different chords, we can improvise using the scales of an E flat major harmony, the E flat major scale and its relative minor, C. However, Blue Bossa is called blue for a reason. That reason being that you can very effectively use the C minor pentatonic or C blues scales to improvise on much of it. Now, as we move to bar 5, we find the last harmonic complication we will have to deal with in this course. Please pay attention now, because once you will have understood this, you will have a complete harmonic foundation for intermediate level jazz soloing. We're looking here at a progression that moves from a minor 7 flat 5 chord to a dominant 7 chord and resolves to a minor 7 chord. It looks like a 2-5-1 because D is the 2nd degree of C, G is the 5th degree of C, and C obviously is the 1st degree. So you do indeed have a 2-5-1. However, the nature of the chords is different. Instead of a minor for the 2nd degree, which you would have in a major 2-5-1, you have a minor 7 flat 5. Then you do have a dominant 7, which is common. And then instead of having a major 7, you have a minor 7. Do you remember that we saw exactly the same thing in Autumn Leaves? And I told you we would be looking at it later on. And here we go. This is a minor 2-5-1. This was a major 2-5-1. This is a minor 2-5-1. Let's say that we were to repeat the same exercise we did in order to build our magic table, using this time a minor scale instead of a major one. We would build chords, that is root, 3rd, 5th and 7th, that's our idea of a chord, the 1st degree, the 3rd degree, the 5th and the 7th, on each degree of a minor scale and using only the notes from that scale. And obviously we would come up with a harmony table which is altogether different from the one we did when we were looking at a major scale. The nature of the chords we build is not the same as we would find in the major harmony magic table. This new minor harmony table has a minor 7 flat 5 chord for the 2nd degree, a dominant 7 for the 5th, and a minor 7 for the 1st degree. Therefore, you're looking here in Blue Bossa at a minor 2-5-1, okay, in the key of C minor. This, look carefully, minor 7 to G7 to C major 7 is a major 2-5-1 because you resolve on a major key. 2 minor 7 flat 5 to 5, 7 chord, to minor, and this is a minor flat 5. Now, I promise, last effort. Go back to the chart of Autumn Leaves and look at the A minor 7 flat 5 to D7 to G minor 7 progression. And this is exactly the same. It's a 2, 5, 1 progression in the key of G minor. Now, you remember that I said the D7 chord in Autumn Leaves sticks out because, strictly speaking, it does not belong to the key of B flat major, and we say that Autumn Leaves is so good as a standard because it's entirely, or at least you can play entirely in the key of B flat major. And the D7 per se does not belong to the key of B flat major. And we did all our reasoning back then. However, if you think of that D7 as we just did, as part of a 2, 5, 1 in G minor, okay, 2, 5, 1 in G minor, and complication, you remember that G is the relative minor of B flat. There you go. You can keep using your either B flat major scale or G minor chords, sorry, G minor scale, all over Autumn Leaves, including on the D7, because that D7 is part of a 2, 5, 1 in G minor, and G minor is the relative minor of B flat, and we keep saying that when you have a major harmony, in this case we're in B flat major, and we're talking about Autumn Leaves, we're in B flat major, you can improvise using the major scale of the first degree, in our case B flat, or the relative minor of the sixth degree, which is, the relative minor, which is the sixth degree. So since, and with this I conclude, and I really drive this nail home, 2, 5, 1 in the key of G minor is perfectly compatible with a B flat major harmony. You will be happy to know that this is as complicated as it gets. Once you get the logic, however, it becomes very easy. And the good news is that you do not need to learn all the minor harmony magic table, because all you need really to know is that a minor 2-5-1 is minor 7 flat 5 to 7 to minor, and in the case of Blue Bossa, minor 7 flat 5 to dominant 7 to minor. Okay, may I perhaps suggest that you rewind this lesson and watch again the last few minutes to make sure that you've really understood this last bit of harmonic complication. Now back to Blue Bossa. Okay, the first 4 bars we say C minor 7 to F minor 7, and they both belong to the key of E flat major. Okay, and you can use either the E flat major scale or the relative minor, which is C. And we also say that Blue Bossa is called blue because that C minor scale that you can use on those 4 chords is very similar to the minor pentatonic, the blues scale you use all the time, so do use that. Here, second group of 4 chords in the chart. This is a minor 2, 5, 1 in C minor, so use the C minor scale or keep using the blues scale that you've been using so far. Okay, so the second line of the chart is also taken care of by either a C minor or C minor / blues pentatonic scale or E flat major scale. Now measures 9 to 12, we change key. We have what obviously is a 2, 5, 1 in the key of D flat major, minor 7 to 7 to major 7, E flat to A flat to D flat. And what would you use on a 2-5-1 like that? Either the major key, the major scale of the first degree, D flat, or its relative minor, B flat. Think, however, you've been using your blues pentatonic of C so far, okay? Now I told you that you can use a B natural minor scale, which is very similar to the blues pentatonic. So all you have to do for measures 9 to 12 is to move your pentatonic from the 8th fret down to the 6th fret and keep using your blues phrasing. Please, I encourage you to use also the major scale, which is very good. In this case, you move from, you were playing in E flat major up to that point, and for these 4 measures you move down to D flat major, or if you were using your C pentatonic, then move to B flat pentatonic. The last 4 measures you go back to, generally speaking, a E flat major or C minor harmony, as you did from measures 5 to 8. So let's have a look at a little performance, and as usual I will give you hints of what scales I'm using.